Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling review for the 13th of December, 1991. We are probably just about maybe 6 weeks or so from the Royal Rumble 92, the first Royal Rumble that really has historical significance other than the first one, perhaps. Anyway, the Bushwhackers out first. And they are in an enhancement challenge match. Jameson who is a nerdish comedian who is brought in as the Bushwhackers' temporary manager here. They bring him over the guardrail. They played him as a fan. I guess Vince found him humorous. Anyway, Butch gets beat on for a little while, clothesline by Butch, and around we go. Really looking back at the Bushwhackers, I understand why they were hired in '88 away from Turner, but at the same time, they never really did a heck of a lot. Battering Ram and the double gut buster and the win for the Bushwhackers. Bushwhackers and Nasty Boys and Bushwhackers and Beverly Brothers, a pretty big thing here. We go to a Macho Man Randy Savage hype piece. Well, actually, a Royal Rumble hype piece where they talk a lot about Savage and his history. Savage is kind of placed in a situation where they show the Tuesday Night in Texas thing. If you've never seen it, one of Jake Roberts' better deals and one of the better angles at the time. Kind of creepy, kind of scary. Anyway, Savage gets laid out. The Cobra brought into the ring. Savage is defenseless. Elizabeth runs down. She tries to protect Randy Savage. And Jake Roberts, in something that would never play today, actually slaps or strikes Elizabeth. Some call it a punch, some call it a slap, but does strike her and lays her out. And that furthers the anger of the feud between Savage and Roberts. And I remember seeing one match between the two of them live. Jake Roberts continuing to be a vicious, vicious heel. Has an enhancement match post all of that hype. And we see him go, obviously, short clotheslines. The enhancement talent, I think it's Rush Greenberg in this case, backs Roberts up to the corner, doesn't really get what he wants out of it. A leapfrog and tries to take over on Jake a little bit, doesn't get very far at all. And then we see a attempted drop kick. Jake kind of sidesteps that, laughs about it, and goes on his merry way. Jake Roberts hits the short clothesline and the DDT. 1, 2, 3, and done. We go to the event center, which is decked out for the Christmas holiday season or the holiday season in general. We kind of see, talk of the Rockers. Shawn Michaels talking about being a little more aggressive. Mountie talking about promising to get even with Bret Hart as we go forward. And he's just about a month and a half away from his short-term Intercontinental title run. Virgil against Von Kruse, otherwise known as Big Vito in WCW fame. Kick to the midsection by Virgil. Virgil still bouncing around like an old prize fighting boxer would do. A backdrop suplex or back suplex there. And Virgil continues to go after Von Kruse. Hits the Russian leg sweep and the $1 Million Dream and a 1, 2, 3. Virgil gets your victory here. And we move forward. Again, Legion of Doom talks about their upcoming match series with the Natural Disasters and how they're not intimidated. The Berserker is still hyped about facing just about anybody. Fuji doesn't really give him a where to go, but the Berserker is still a big thing. They haven't moved him into the Undertaker feud yet. That will come later. Natural Disasters, Earthquake, and Typhoon up next, and they obviously are easily able to handle the enhancement talent that is here. Typhoon even walks over the back of the opponent and the like, and it's really pretty simple. Splashes in the corner, and then the Earthquake vertical splash, the horizontal splash, 1, 2, 3. Natural Disasters, still a good team for Jimmy Hart's investment, at least he seems to think so. And then we move to a presentation of Bret Hart being considered the Wrestler of the Year, really trying to get him over as a big deal as Senior Continental Champion, trying to really push him. I don't even know if there's a thought that maybe him as World Champion even here might happen someday for Vince. I don't know what the thought process was, but certainly given the benefit of a big trophy and kind of just acknowledging him as a big deal. Tito Santana comes out as El Matador. El Matador, relatively new gimmick, trying to give him a little bit of extra spice, no pun intended, and doesn't really get the job done. Shots by the enhancement talent, few punches, doesn't really phase Santana all that much, but phases him enough to get him going. Then we see the ultimate, I guess you'd say, a shot to the outside and the diving forearm. Oddly enough, we see General Adnan and Colonel Mustafa playing the WrestleMania Challenge NES video game, which is just weird to me. We then move to a Royal Rumble hype video, for lack of a better term, with various stars, including but not limited to the Warlord, saying how he's going to eliminate everybody. Harvey Whippleman causing trouble there, even smoking in a video, which I don't think they'd allow today. Virgil saying he knows how to fight and has been a bodyguard for some of the best, and he will bring it full tilt. IRS saying he can get his hands on all the tax cheats in the World Wrestling Federation. The British Bulldog promises that he has been pretty well. He had a good record and going to win. Mr. Fuji says that the Berserker will do well in the Royal Rumble because he can toss people over the top rope. Obviously, the World Championship is on the line now. The winner of that will, in fact, be the new WWF Champion. I actually liked this. It's the first time I really cared about the Rumble. Even as a kid, I was like, "Hey, the winner gets to be champion. That's cool," and it really made it matter. Ric Flair says he's already the real world champion and that he will prove to be the WWF champion here as well. Undertaker says the title should be his, should never have been taken away from him, but it was. Jim Arone and Sonny Blaze offer competition to the Beverly Brothers, Bo and Blake, with the Genius. Obviously, the Beverlys going towards a feud with the Bushwhackers. That's a pretty big deal. Kick, punch, really basic stuff. But the tag team maneuvers by Bo and Blake go very well for them. And we see some stomps and some basic stuff there. Again, beating up and bullying kids at ringside, trying to, beat up Jameson as well, and others. And basically, the bullying of the fans at ringside not going with the Bushwhackers. Bushwhackers come down to cut the Beverly Brothers off. And then we go to an event center to close out the program. Big Boss Man says that he still is the law, order, and justice in the World Wrestling Federation, and he will continue to get rid of IRS. We move to the Nasty Boys. Say they have a sealed contract and they're going to get a championship match upcoming, and that'll be it. In any event, that is it for this particular episode. We'll be back with more right after this.